On Newstalk 1440 WROK.
I'm sure Brian Barnhart's up and listening today, don't you think?
I would imagine he is.
He's not doing anything right now.
Yeah, he's resting, relaxing, and listening to us.
Good morning, everybody. Dave Schmidt along with Matt Nestor and producer Tom Warner here on the State Line Sports Hour. You think he really is?
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
That's good.
Yeah.
We're going to shift gears just a little bit. We're going to be talking now with Christian Life Athletic Director Tony Ambrogio. They've been busy over in the Northeastern Athletic Conference. They added 2 new teams, South Beloit and Aurora Christian, and that conference is starting to really look good. Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well. Good morning, boys. How you guys doing?
Great. Hey, let's talk about those. You're adding 2 pretty good teams. You're adding South Beloit out of the NUIC, and you're really bringing in a good team in Aurora Christian from the suburbs. They've been looking for a home. You guys got to be pretty pleased at the way the NAC is moving forward.
Oh, absolutely. You know, bringing Aurora Christian in, that gives us a little clout just with the name, and I think we're looking to, have heavier competition, better competition in our conference. I know that's always kind of a knock on our conferences. We don't get the competition that, we should week in and week out. So adding a couple teams, and obviously South Beloit for us is the key. I don't have to travel an hour, go up the road, and we have a natural rivalry right here in our backyard.
Was the competition really the motivation behind this move, or is this something you guys have been looking to do for a while, maybe just kind of expand a little bit?
Well, I know, Dave likes to hear this stuff because I know he's always about that 007. Everybody's being sneaky, but for a while, we were having someone come in and talk to us every AD meeting about bringing a new team in, and it's just, we're starting to get a little particular on what is a good fit for our conference. It's been around a little while now. We're not just trying to build and take anybody that's coming knocking on the door. We're trying to be a little bit more selective. And, obviously with South Beloit, they're a public school. The only other full-time member that's a public is Alton Hebron. So it's very important to us to bring in another public school that kind of fits their mold. But then on the other side of things, we have a larger private Christian school that's coming in, Aurora Christian, to help out as well with other, I guess, like I said, we try to get a name, and maybe they're going to be the face of the conference here to come. But at the same time, I don't have to play them in a regional, but it's going to get us ready for the regional or sectional, and that should be the goal for everybody in the conference.
As I say, and you guys are really in a nice, I guess, sweet spot for the conference where you can be particular. A lot of conferences, either schools are getting too small for the conference or they're outgrowing the conference. You guys are really in a spot where you really don't have to worry about the growth issues. So you guys are really in that sweet spot where you can be a little picky, can't you?
Yeah, it's been nice, like I said. And I think we're, after South Beloit comes in, we're going to be to 12. And then, obviously we're going to have some decisions to make. Do we grow the conference even more, or do we stick with what we have? And, I think I heard your interview. Well, I did hear your interview with Dan Beebe. It's one of those things. Do we want to grow the conference so much that we're switching to big school, small school side and, splitting in 2? I don't know if we want to do that. That's just another, that's part of being in the conference, I think, is you want to try to play everybody and, make your scheduling easier and make your life easier that way.
Now, okay, you get on me for this 007 stuff. Tell us all the schools that have been dropping by to talk to you, Coach.
Yeah, I had it written down at school, and I'll have to get back to you on that one.
We did that Dan Beebe interview yesterday, and it's only on the State Line Sports Hub. We're not going to be on our show or anything. But you know what? I think you guys really impressed him, and after the interview, I talked to him a lot. They're excited about being in. That's got to make you feel really good because you guys have worked hard, put extra time in to make the NAC work.
No, absolutely. And, like I said, I know voting them in, they're probably going to come in and be a top 3 school right off the bat in everything they do. But that's going to push our teams to be better in what, in our sports as well. So, looking at the geographical differences and where they're located and stuff, and the size of their school, if they push me to be better at a 1A or a 2A regional sectional, and for our school to get that recognition, it's going to be worth it in that.
So how are things going for spring sports there for Christian Life?
Spring sports are I guess our best spring sport right now, boys track, is doing really well. They have their conference meet today at Luther North. So we're rooting for them. They should, I think, if they have the day that we think they should have, hopefully they bring home some hardware for us. Boys baseball's been up and down. We're really young there, so they've been doing pretty well. They're going to head into regionals next week as a 3 seed against Dakota, so that should be exciting. Our growing sports in terms of softball and girls soccer, we're working at those, trying to get better. So we'll see how they fare next week and the week after in their regionals. So we'll see. And then girls track, we've had a stronger girls track program in the past, and we're trying to build that up with some younger kids as well. So it's been a good spring, but, this weather and baseball and everything else, you got to move stuff around. It gets a little crazy.
We don't want to overlook South Beloit. We talked about Aurora Christian. Why don't you give us what's going to be, I know it's going to be close for you guys, but it also gives your kids something that they can brag about. I mean, people can go actually watch them if they really want to on a spring sport where they start a little early.
Oh, absolutely. I love South Beloit coming in. I'm not trying to overlook them at all. I just think, a lot of our listeners, they should know more about South Beloit than they know about Aurora Christian. So, South Beloit coming in, I mean, we played them in the regional championship in basketball. Every time we play them, it seems like we're fighting them to the end. I mean, I think they're going to be a strong fit for us, and they're going to grow, and hopefully giving them success, because I know they've been put on that larger school side, I want to say, on the NUIC. It's kind of hurt their football program, or not hurt it, I don't want to say hurt it, but, let's face it, kids nowadays, they don't want to play unless they feel like they're getting appreciated or they're having success on the field. And when you're going out every week, and, I guess for my football program, it'd be tough, too, if I played a state champ every week or a third-round playoff team every single week. It's hard to get better when you're trying to grow a program. So, for them coming over here, maybe they have some struggles. Maybe they come in and they're, right at the top of the conference right away in football. Who knows? We'll see how strong the NUIC is right away, I guess.
And you kind of touched on it earlier about the natural rivalry, but it's not just a location thing. I mean, you guys really have seen them in a lot of different regionals and things like that. So there really is a good rivalry built in there already.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're always put together. It seems like it's the way it's starting to. I guess the IHSA is grouping everybody. So hey, it's good for me. As the athletic director, our biggest cost and stuff is usually transportation. So I'm happy about that. Tim has done a good job trying to bring the programs back to the forefront and what they used to be. I mean, it's not too long ago that they were winning state championships at South Beloit too.
One of the issues I know that you faced in the NAC the last couple of years is having all of a sudden get a call, say, hey, we don't have enough kids to play football. We're going to have to forfeit. And I know you hate that as a coach because you get the win, which is okay, and it helps you, qualify for state and all that stuff. But I know you'd rather be on the field. So you kind of weeded some of that stuff out the way I understand too, right?
Yeah, we, for this upcoming year, North Shore Country Day is going to be dropped. And we had open week 9. Which we replaced with Deer Creek Mackinac for that game. But, yeah, you can't keep it going on. I mean, it's one thing to have some warning. I'll just say it like this. It's one thing to put it out there before the season, have a good warning that you're not going to be able to field whatever team, if it's girls soccer, softball, whatever it is, football, and it's another thing when you're going into the season and you're getting forfeited and, it's tough. It's tough when you're trying to make a run in state.
I think the important question here is, have you figured out how to change Brady Pond's name and get him enrolled as a freshman again?
There's been a lot of talk about that, but, I'm sure Brady Pond's happy to be moving on and getting into college. He's going to play at Rockford University this fall. So I'm sure he's happy about that. But you know what? We got a talented group of kids coming back for our football team. And I have a feeling that we're going to be pretty good, even though we don't have that one Brady Pond in the backfield.
Hey, I was going to say, I think you guys will surprise some people this year, because I think a lot of people will see that and assume you guys are going to fall off. But I don't think people realize how many, underclassmen you had contributing on that team last year.
Yeah, and these underclassmen, some of the guys have started since freshmen, too. The Benny Radfords, the Nate Richmond, the Michael Fords, the Adam Ambrogios, and then there's a couple other juniors I'm leaving out, Jordan Need and Tim Moza. I mean, there's going to be some good stuff coming next year. The depth might not be there like we've had the last couple of years, and I guess I use depth lightly because we don't really have that much depth to begin with. But it's going to be fun. I'm always looking forward to football season. I guess if I had a kind of a bad team, I'd still be looking forward to football season.
You guys have been having fun, though, haven't you? I mean, Christian Life, I can see you guys have enjoyed what you're doing in all your sports, and it's kind of contagious, isn't it, after a while?
Yeah. We tried to do that. Well, we won the basketball regional, after coming off a good football season, and hopefully, like I said, we can do some damage when we get to the track sectionals in a couple weeks, too. So we'll see. We are having fun, and I know we get overlooked because we are one of the smaller privates in Rockford. We get overlooked by the Lutherans and the Rockford Christians and the Boylans, and even, I got to tell you, the RPS schools have done a fantastic job coming back to the forefront of sports as well. So sometimes we get overlooked, but we make do and we compete at a high level in our conference and at 1A.
We've talked, on the phone a couple times about maybe something with track in the future that would, be a big deal for the area. You still looking into that, aren't you?
Yeah, I sent out an email this week, and we'll see. It's still waiting. Waiting. We'll see what the other ADs think about it.
So you're always thinking about doing fun stuff. That's what I like about you, Coach.
Well, we got to try to promote the area as much as we can, and I guess us being in the conference that we're in, where we see other counties and other areas doing different things, and sometimes I think, man, we're just as good, if not better, in the Rockford metro area than in the suburbs. Why aren't we doing this kind of stuff? We should be, So that's kind of the premise that I always have behind things.
So do you get to take the summer off at all, or do you have to keep working the whole time?
Oh, no, I'll be there over the summer. Besides, football season starts in June, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my gosh.
Practices.
Are you looking forward to that, like you said?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I got a son that's a senior, too. We got all the recruiting trips. We got all the camp stuff. It's going to be a great time.
Nice.
Any new rules around practices that you got to worry about coming into the summer?
We have 25 contact days, so we are pretty strict on that. And, there's a couple other ones with you can only have helmets so many days, and then you can go to shoulders. And, yeah, I mean, we're always we do abide by the laws and the rules set forth by the IHSA. And, it's a little difficult at times. I get out my cheat sheet once in a while and have to look, make sure we're doing things correct. But, yeah, there's always new stuff. You got to just pay attention.
Before I let you go, if I was going to Belvedere, where could I get a good pizza at?
You could have got it at Ambrogio's, but my parents have since closed shop, so it's not there anymore.
Oh, so could we have to go to their house to get one now?
Well, you'd have to come to my house, yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm ready to let you over here, man.
You can't let him come over and see all those secret files.
Exactly. You'd be taking notes and taking pictures.
Well, thanks for coming on, Coach, and we'll get together on that track stuff because I think that's pretty exciting what you're working on.
All right. Hey, sounds good, guys. Hey, have a good week. Have a good Mother's Day. Say hi to your moms for me.
All righty.
Will
Thanks a lot. We've been talking with Christian Life Athletic Director and football coach Tony Ambrogio. He always puts a smile on my face.
He's right, though. You're like the James Bond of high school.
Yeah. Did you hear, though, when I asked him? Give us a list of those schools. Well, I left that list at home or at school.
I think that's his nice way of saying he could tell you, but he'd have to kill you.
That's right. It is kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
If I asked him about, do you have a new math program over at Christian Life? Yeah, this is what we're doing, boys. Yeah. Got a new tuba player, too. He's great.
That's the way it goes, though. I mean, all joking aside, I mean, yeah, they have to keep some of that secret because
they all do it.
They don't want to get kicked out of a conference that they're in if they're not for sure going to join the conference that you have.
It's interesting. It's a lot of fun. I get a lot of good responses. We're going to take a time out. We're going to wrap it up here on the State Line Sports Hour in just a moment. You're listening to News Talk 1440 WROK.
Hey, this is Greg Saunders here.